Hey everyone! Hi. It is a dark and stormy night, literally, so what better way to utilize this ambience and this mood than read some of the scariest books that I have ever read, have ever been recommended. Like, y'all have been telling me to read John Athan for a long time, and I did. I read Lovesick for a vlog back in the day, a couple months ago, and I was very, very impressed. But since then, a lot of you have said to read a couple of other books that he has written, specifically The Groomer and Am I Beautiful? I didn't know much about either book. I kind of just went in to them expecting to get fucked up, and I can safely say that I have found an author that I now want to read the entire backlist of because I am very impressed. Okay, so without further ado, here's the vlog. Alright, so I've finished my coffee, I have started reading The Groomer, and here's the deal, okay? I don't want to jump on the hype train so soon, but choo choo bitch, I'm into it. I am scared, I'm terrified given who the victims are, who the victim is, what the perpetrators of these crimes are doing. The opening scene was creepy and menacing and dangerous. I am invested, I am shocked. I'm gonna continue reading and then I'm gonna come to you with some updates, but so far this is giving me the same thrills I had when I read Survivor. I doubt I'm gonna like it more because that's my favorite book of all time, but the opening scene and the things I think are gonna be done to this person, I'm just like, girl, oh my gosh. Anyway, updates soon, gonna chat with you soon. Yeah. I'm taking so many notes because there's so much good in this story that I am shocked by. So there are several moving parts to this book, and this book opens up with this kid named Liam. He's playing Fortnite, he's gaming, he is, you know, typical gaming Fortnite Discord chat with someone. I am just shitting out words at this point because I am not a gamer. I don't know how this shit works. I've played all the Resident Evil games except 6. But like, apparently that one doesn't count. I do want to play it one day. Anyway, getting sidetracked once again. So, this book opens up with this kid named Liam. He is chatting with this friend, and they are playing a video game together. It's like Fortnite, Minecraft, and shit like that. And the person he's chatting with says, like, if you meet me in real life, hello? Birds, I'm trying to talk to people. Anyway, so this person's like, yo, I can give you some like shit for this video game if you meet me in person. I really want to meet you. I want to be your best friend. I want to be your bestie. And we're scared because we're like, we remember the days when we were children and we were impressionable. We didn't know anything better. We were just like vulnerable to corruption. And we're like, don't do it, don't do it. And Liam does, and he gets abducted. And that's how this story opens up. So then we cut to these kids that are playing in this playground. We have these two parents, these two dads, one named Max, one named Andrew, and this grown-up man, I think his name is Zachary or something, is taking pictures of the kids, trying to get all like buddy-buddy with one of the parents' daughters. The vibes are completely off, of course. The parents take notice of this and they are like, you are being a fucking creep. Get the fuck out of my kid's face, you bitch. We know something is up, but they don't find any evidence. And it honestly sounded to me like they didn't look hard enough, because on Zachary's end, he was like, oh, if they had just kept scrolling through my phone more, they would have found incriminating shit. And now these parents are noticing this Zachary guy in the grocery store, in restaurants, and they're like, okay, I think we're being stalked. And shit's going down from there. This book is very creepy. It's very scary. I definitely want to continue. I'm very hooked. I can tell that this is going to be a more controversial book, given that the victims are kids, and without giving much away, there was a triggering graphic torture scene involving a child and a baby. Okay, so if that sounds triggering to you, don't go near this book. But if you are someone who has read Survivor and The Summer I Died, and you want more of that energy, I think this is it. I think this one's got it. I think this one's got the vibes down. Like, this one's on the level that I need it to be.
Later that day.
It's later in the afternoon, and I am more than halfway through The Groomer by John Athan, and I just want to say that if you have any trigger warnings at all, okay? Trigger warnings for kidnapping, murder, cannibalism, brutalization of a child's body. This is not gonna be for you, okay? This is a very tough read. This is a extreme horror book. Like, this is so intense. It also sort of reads like a thriller. Okay, this book does so many things effectively. For starters, the writing is very good. I was very impressed with John Athan's very detailed graphic prose in Lovesick, and that same kind of energy is brought over here. And just like with Lovesick, there is an element of a revenge story, and I'm gonna explain how this comes into play without giving away as much as possible. Unfortunately, Zachary gets away with kidnapping one of the kids that he was stalking in the playground earlier in the book. That kid is a 4-year-old young girl named Grace. Okay, so Grace gets kidnapped, and we don't know where she's at. Law enforcement is very incompetent. Well, I don't want to say incompetent, but they are taking their sweet fucking time. So the dad takes it upon himself to enact vigilante justice and try to find Grace. But before taking vigilante justice, we read so many chapters of him not knowing where Grace is. And the thing this book does is, early on, we see chapters from the point of view of Zachary and Cheese, the bad guys. And we see more or less what they do to these children, what they do as a business, how sick and twisted these fucks are. And we do cut back and forth to them very frequently. Over here, however, now that Grace has been kidnapped, we spend so much time not knowing where she is. Grace and these guys aren't on screen for so many chapters. And knowing what these people do, John Athan puts very disgusting imagery in your head at the beginning of the book, so your brain starts imagining these horrible things that could be, you know, possibly being done to this child. But he doesn't show you these things. He makes you spend so much time, so many chapters, not knowing what is happening to Grace, and the tension is unfucking bearable. This book is so scary. This book is so creepy. I am on the edge of my seat. I am scared. I am terrified. But this is a super effective extreme horror book. A lot of people might say shit like, this is too offensive, this is too disgusting. But to that I say that extreme horror books are written for the deliberate purpose of offending, disgusting, disturbing, and shocking you. Or all of the above. That's why I read these books. And a lot of the times they ground you in reality more, because it's like, these horrible things do truly happen, and living in a fantasy world, escapism through literature is fine. It's something I do, it's something I enjoy. But these books also have a way of like bringing you back to planet Earth and making you feel humble, grateful for your life, and also more aware of the atrocities that humanity is capable of and has inflict on one another. And this book doesn't hold back any punches, it doesn't coddle you, it doesn't treat you like a child, okay? It's like, this is an adult book. It is a riveting, sophisticated adult thriller that has extremely brutal, gruesome content, and it's very disturbing, and I think it's serving its purpose fantastically. And I am really enjoying it, but not for the content. Like, I'm enjoying it craft-wise, story-wise. This author is very gifted and apparently very prolific. Like, I need to read so much of his backlist now. I'm super happy with this book so far. This is doing what needs to be done, okay? And I cannot wait to read his next book, but so far I need to finish this book. And before doing that, I need to do my jog, I need to do some yoga. What else do I gotta do? I don't know, I'll figure it out, but I will check in soon, okay? Okay. Okay, y'all, if any of you want to know the level of brutality in this book that we're talking, I'm gonna put a spoiler warning up here, and just mute the video and tap 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 to where you don't see this picture anymore and the spoiler is over. Okay, so the dad goes on a quest for revenge, looking for all the pedophiles and child traffickers in that area to possibly find where his child is, you know, because these people are connected, they have the same like dealers, suppliers, disgusting shit like that. Anyway, so he finds this one guy named Adam, and he puts his foot in boiling water and boils oil and dumps the boiling oil all over him, and then gets a heel and fucking like hits him in the ball sack and the dick so hard that his balls like rip open and the balls fly out, and it's like, bitch. And then he slits his throat, and then despite that, like, this guy, Andrew, the guy getting the revenge, still has like a little sliver of humanity in him, so he's like, shit, I hope this guy doesn't die, and he like kind of tries to save his life, but by then he's already like, you know, given up on life and shit, and it's fucking so hard to read. Even the scenes that should be cathartic, okay, he's getting revenge, that's awesome, he's sticking it to the pedos, that's awesome. Even the scenes that should be cathartic, you still feel really bad because of what this guy is going through in his life, and just how hopeless he feels, and just how mortifying it is to be presented with evidence that your kid could potentially be missing. I feel so bad for Adam. I feel so fucking sad for this man. I'm gonna keep reading. This book has taken over my life, and I'm not mad about it. I am not mad. I am not pissed. I am in the zone. The zone. Okay, we are in the zone together.
The next day.
So at present, it is late afternoon slash very early evening. I had to like turn the brightness up so I could be seen by the world. And I finished The Groomer by John Athan, and this book was so fucking good. I gave this book 5 stars. The ending was cathartic, but also very sad. It is a revenge story, so he does go on his quest, and whether or not he succeeds and finds grace is something I'm not gonna disclose on this vlog because I want you all to find out for yourselves, okay? I don't want anyone to stumble upon a spoiler and accidentally ruin a fantastic, incredible, amazing book for themselves, but this book is so good. The kill I described a while ago is brutal, but it gets even more brutal towards the end, and it will definitely piss some people off. People will be very mad. But the main reason I love this book so much is because I read the author's note, and it made me glad this book existed, and it made me want to push this book on to more people. Like, the author did have to go to some very dark places of research to write this book, and I appreciate that. And what this author does is he sheds a light on this phenomenon called the MAP. Capital M-A-P. Let me say that again, M-A-P. You need to know this because I wasn't aware of this, and when I found out about this from the author's note, I was very shocked. What I learned was that there's this phenomenon called MAP, which is this acronym that people who are pretty much pedophiles use in order to destigmatize themselves, which is fucking disgusting, okay? So basically, there are some pedos that want to integrate themselves into the LGBT community, and they are rebranding themselves as MAPs. That stands for minor attracted person, as if changing the name makes it any better. It's disgusting, it is horrible, and they are not welcome in the LGBT community. What the fuck? And saying that their criminal behavior is the same as like consensual adultist behavior is fucked up and disgusting. This is an important part of the book, and it does come into play when Andrew is doing research on ways to save grace, and this is what he bumps into, and the author expands on this more in the author's note at the end. and I didn't know about this. I need to educate myself more about this, which is why I appreciate this book for existing, because it helped me, you know, learn about something I didn't know before, and I am very disturbed, but also glad that this book is as popular as it is in extreme horror circles. And hopefully this topic gets discussed more and there are more conversations about it, because we cannot allow pedos to infiltrate the acceptance of our movement. That's just like horrible. I can't believe people are doing this. It is sick. There are some fucked up people in the world, okay? And books like this highlight them and show the truth about the darkness of humanity. And that's why I gave this book 5 stars. I love this book. 5 stars. Amazing. I'm gonna start Am I Beautiful now, and I will check in when check-in's needed, okay?
The next day.
Sorry if my hair looks like shit, I just woke up. It may not look like much time has passed, but time has passed in the world. Anyway, so I made some more coffee, and this is delicious. One of the best coffees I've made in a long time. Anyway, today I am gonna tell you that I am a sketchy bitch. I requested a copy of the new Riley Sager book, House Across the Lake, on NetGalley, and I got rejected. And this was some months back. I think this was in April. And then recently, and by recently I mean yesterday, I made an account on NetGalley UK to request the UK edition of The House Across the Lake, because I am a desperate whore. I'm a desperate bitch. Am I the person who made probably the most angry review on a Riley Sager book last year? Yes. Am I also a hoe for this man's books? Still yes. It's not that I want it for free, like I will pay for the book, I just want it as soon as humanly possible, because it's the new fucking Riley Sager book, okay? So that's my rant, that's today's rant, and since this is a vlog, I can keep the rant in because vlogs are real life, okay? So what am I here to do? Today I am here to binge this entire book in one sitting. The book is gonna be Am I Beautiful by John Athan. I don't know what this book's about. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it is early in the morning and his books tend to read very fast and have very compelling mysteries that I am hooked into, that latch their claws into me, into my eyelids, and refuse to let them close until I am done with the book. Which kind of sounds like torture, but is it though if the books slap as hard as they do? Because these books have been slapping so far, okay? So I'm excited to get into this book, gonna sit down under the sun, gonna see what's up. Cheers, bitch. Oh hey, what's up? Alright, so I'm here to present the first update in the book Am I Beautiful by John Athan. This lighting is good. This lighting is serving me. I am a fan of natural lighting, and as you can see, I barely drank my coffee because this book has been hooking me with a quickness, okay? I'm about 20% into the book, and this is basically what the book is about. Alright, so basically we follow this guy, I don't remember what his name is, but he is an American guy from Los Angeles, and he is working in Japan. He basically has this job where he does some business shit. I wasn't really paying attention, but he is in a bar at the beginning of the book, and he's drinking with some friends, and they see this really beautiful Japanese woman by the bar, and I think somebody dares him to pick up one of the girls, and instantly this book reminds me of the book In the Miso Soup by Ryu Murakami, in how we follow an American in Japan and we see conversations about the divergence and convergence of these cultures, and how the Japanese have an affinity for things that are, you know, Western or American. This book does feel like it was written by somebody who lives in Japan, but it does have a very good sense of place and gravitas, and I do really, really appreciate that. So this is really fun. So basically he picks up this girl from the bar, and they go to a love hotel, and they get it on. They do the nasty. He cheats on his fucking wife, fucking asshole. And then we start to see that this woman has some stalker-ish tendencies, and she is not willing to let him off the hook. He's like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. I regret that. What the fuck was I thinking? And it's like, dude, you picked her up at the bar, you initiated this, and now sleep in it. That's the tea. This coffee is a paid actor. Anyway, so she's stalking him. She's like chasing him into a convenience store. She's chasing him into his work. She's like, please give me a second chance. She chases him into the train. He like barely escapes from her. As she's trying to barge into the train, she's like, let me in. She's making a scene. And it's like, oh boy, what have you gotten yourself into? Oh shit, this is like fucking scandalous. And I'm here for it. I'm here for the fucking tea. I'm here for the tea. That's what's happening in the story so far. I don't know why the cover of the book is a mutilated woman, but I'm sure we will find out. And when we do, I will tell you. This is a non-spoiler blog for the most part. If I do spoil, I will notify you. So don't be playing this vlog on the television and doing the laundry 10 feet away, okay? Because if I blurt out a spoiler and you have to run towards your TV, you might knock the TV over. So just like, don't do that. I'm warning you ahead of time, okay? And I'm gonna continue reading this book and I will check in soon.
Later that day.
Okay, I've gotten through a significant portion in this book and okay, so I'm reading off my phone, been scrolling away, and girl, I have finished my coffee because that's how much I have been unable to put this book down. Basically, this book is like a Michael Douglas movie. If you've seen the films like Basic Instinct or Disclosure or Fatal Attraction, you know the movie where Michael Douglas, the hot older man, fucks the young woman and then she turns out to be like a crazy bitch. Bitches be crazy. This book is kind of like that. So basically, she's like threatening him. She's like, you bitch, I'm gonna tell your family, you bitch. When we fucked that night and you were in the shower, I checked your passports, I checked your details. I'm gonna fucking fly over to California and expose you. I'm gonna expose you. I'm gonna spill the tea, just kidding. Anyway, fuck making an exposed video. I'm gonna go to your house and expose you face to face to your wife, bitch. And he's just like, no, that's not gonna happen. So he beats her up and gets like a broken bottle and like cuts a fucking smile on her face and basically like leaves her for dead. But does she die? No. No, she does not. She turns out to be, okay, I don't know if I'm about to venture into spoiler territory, but basically he tells his friend to book him a flight back to LA from Japan. He's like, man, I fucked up, I gotta get out of here. And his friend's like, I got you. And it's like, if I was his friend, I would have been asking a lot more details, just saying. He goes back home, and this woman has a sad life. She survives. And she goes a bit crazy. I'm not gonna say what she does, but we know for a fact that she is ready to kill. I am nearing the middle of the book. I don't know where the story is gonna go, which I like. It's coming off as a very NC-17 Michael Douglas film, but with shades of storytelling from Ryu Murakami, which I love. That's like one of the best pitches you can give me as far as storytelling goes. So I'm kind of living for it. We shall see what's happening. And I will check in soon. I am now outside and I am reading my book on my phone. I am not particularly caring much for the second act, and that's because of a few things. The second act is getting a bit slow and monotonous, and I'm just not a fan of what's happening so far. I'm getting kind of bored. I generally love seeing heavy-duty scenes of gore in books because I like seeing how far authors push it. And this book is most certainly pushing the limits of what is acceptable and what could offend people. And I do like that. I dig that. And I dig that. I stan. Trust me, I do. But these scenes are getting so frequent to the point that they're getting less shocking and they're getting more numbing, if anything else. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I wish there were less gore scenes in this book. Not because they're badly written or anything, or because I'm offended by gore and who the violence is being perpetrated against. Trust me, I'm not. Like, I'm not gonna ever be like, you are too much. Like, no. If you're an extreme horror book, you are designed to shock and disgust your audience. So I have nothing against the fact that there is violence of this sort in this book, but it's getting to the point where it's getting boring because it's too repetitive and it's too numbing. And I feel like I would have much rather had a lot of these scenes done off screen so you could spend more time with Adam and potentially see his paranoia growing and be alongside him in not knowing what's about to happen and being paranoid about something that could happen, especially because we learned that he has this infant baby named Riley. And having read The Groomer, I know for a fact that this kid is not safe. Nowhere near safe, knowing what John Athan is willing to do in his books. I know for a fact that there is gonna be some legit danger approaching soon. Anyway, I'm gonna get into like a minor spoiler, so tap 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 until you don't see this logo anymore. But basically what's bothering me is that Miki is going on this quest for revenge, and she's going on this killing spree and killing children just like in the urban legend. And the first time it happens, it's shocking, but we're already on kid number 3 getting killed, and it's like, I'm getting bored, honestly. It's kind of slowing down a bit. Like, I feel like it's getting a bit repetitive, but there is one really gruesome and gnarly scene when a guy was trying to hook up with her in this bar, and then she hooks up with him in the car, and then she slits his throat, cuts off his dick, and shoves the dick in his throat, so it's like, that was a good scene. That was good stuff, okay? Okay. Okay, hey everyone. So I am trying my best to not go near the wet plants because I don't want to risk the life of this camera. But it's very rainy today, it's very gloomy, and it is perfect reading weather, and it's perfect, you know, bleakness for what is about to happen in the story because shit's about to go down. We're in the 3rd act. The latter part of the 2nd act wasn't my thing, but the 3rd act is definitely picking up, and it's reminding me a bit of that film Inside, the French film. It's given me those vibes, okay? If you know, you know, truly. Anyway, I will check in once I have finished this book, and yeah, hope for the best and kind of hoping for the worst because I want shit to actually go down. I want to be shocked. I want to be aghast. I want to be surprised. I want to be scandalized, okay? Okay. I finished the book. I finished the book. I mean, I literally don't know what else there is to say other than the fact that I was dripping sweat bullets of anxiety in the end. Bitch. When I say the 3rd act went there, I am not exaggerating whatsoever because So I finished Am I Beautiful, and as you could see from the previous clip, I literally had no words besides the fact that I was just completely frozen in time because that finale was something. That was something, okay? That was one of the goriest, bloodiest, most extreme horror finales I have ever read. It fucked me up, and I fucking love it, okay? I was not feeling that book so much for the 2nd act. Like, I was thinking it might be a 3-star, 3.5-star, if it had just kept going on that same road of sameness. I don't know how to speak, okay? If you came here for some eloquent dialogue, go away. I'm not gonna say what happens, okay? I'm not gonna spoil anything. Y'all just need to find out for yourself if you have the guts, if you've got the iron stomach and iron will to find out what happens in this book. I'm gonna just leave that to surprise. But for those who have read the book, I'm gonna do a quick spoiler talk before wrapping this video up. And if you are not brave enough to read this book and wanna hear what happens anyway, stay tuned. So here's the thing, tap 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 to where you don't see it anymore, and I will see you when the spoilers are over, okay? So bitch, can we fucking talk about the fact when she is at the back seat of the car? Goosebumps all over the place. When she forces him to confess, not by torturing him, but by torturing the wife. Fuck, I can't remember her name. I can't remember the fucking names of these people because, was it Amber? I think the wife's name is Amber, and Miki was like cutting off her eyebrow, cutting off her nose, cutting off her this, her that. It was like, fuck, her ear. I was like, fuck, this is so intense. And then bitch, when she like puts the baby in the, you know, when that thing happens and Adam is trying to save the baby, but his head hits the kitchen counter instead, I was like, this is fucked. And then when she castrates him and does what she does with the dick, my jaw hit the floor, honestly. Like, John Nathan, I can't believe you went there. Either way, I bumped up the rating to 4 stars because it was really good. Spoiler is over. Yeah, I gave this book 4 stars. The finale was very dark, very fucked up, very impressing. So if y'all are in the mood for extreme horror, check this out. And if you have read this author before, if you've read a John Nathan book before, and you got any recommendations for me, for moi, let me know. Let me know what's up, because I would like to get even more fucked up than I already am, okay? Can we do that? Can we do that for each other? But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in future videos, and as always, take care.
I lose myself